Greetings, everybody. Right back at you here at Railroad Nail Boxing Talk. And like we say here at Railroad Nail Boxing Talk, we don't just praise fighters with pretty records. We praise all fighters who get in the ring and fight hard. You could be 13-2, 26-8, or 13-10. If you're out there knocking sweat off somebody's head, making the crowd want to come see you again, then your light will shine here at Railroad Nail Boxing Talk. What's up, boxing fans? Your Ugas Ugas versus Mario Barrios. Let's talk about it. Now, first of all, I want to say this is a good fight for boxing. This is a good undercard fight because both of these guys got a lot of experience. Both of these guys and fought champions, ex-champions, and both of them ex-champions themselves. I also want to say I've never seen either one of these guys look like scrubs in the ring. Both of these guys always come in and look good against their opponent. Now, we all know Ugas lost against Earl, but that's Earl. He looked good against Porter. He defeated Manny Pacquiao. We all know Barrios lost against Tank, but that's Tank. He lost against Keith Thurman, but that's Keith Thurman. You know, these are champions. And he looked good against Keith Thurman and Tank. And Ugas looked good against Earl. Earl dominated him, but I'm just explaining the level of this fight. And I feel like this is going to be a good competitive fight. And it's going to tell us a lot in the welterweight division. I mean, ain't nobody talking about Ugas against Enos, but Ugas right there at the top. Ain't nobody talking about Barrios against Enos, but Barrios right there at the top. So these are two ex-champions that's been at the top, but got to go through each other to get back up there. This is going to be a good one. To me, Mario Barrios is Tank's hardest fight to date. I mean, if you ain't watched that fight, you need to watch that fight. And I'm sure everybody's seen that fight because it's Tank Davis, even the hood. But Mario Barrios is tough. Mario Barrios is the real deal. Now, we all know Ugas is technical. Ugas got a lot of movement. He got a lot of experience, being that he fought Porter, being that he fought Pacquiao, being that he fought Earl. He done seen a lot in the ring. He's slick. He a Cuban fighter, Olympian, and he got a lot of good leg work. He got a lot of good strategic jabs and hooks that he can hit you with. He in and out. He a smart fighter. Barrios is a fighter with a jab. He rely on power and timing. He a tall fighter. He a tough fighter. To me, Barrios' thing is he have to be a little bit more technical against Ugas. He gonna have to be a little more technical, and his defensive skills gonna have to be a little more tighter. Because Ugas gonna give him angles, Ugas gonna be in, Ugas gonna be out, and looking to hit him when he least expect it. Ugas is a slick fighter with a lot of slick movement, a lot of slick angles. And all them slick angles allow him to hit his opponents with a lot of clean shots, a lot of surprise shots. Mario Barrios is a tall fighter. He keep good distance. He'll be looking to keep his distance and try to hit Ugas with power shots. I see Barrios keeping Ugas at the end of the jab, moving in and out, trying to throw his rhythm off so he can get good power shots in, throw his balance off. But Ugas is a very good fighter in and outside, so this is going to be a good matchup. Earl is the only guy I ever seen hurt Ugas. I don't think I ever seen Ugas in trouble until the Earl fight. You know, Mario Barrios, of course, he was stopped by Tank, but he fought Tank in a hard fight. He moved up to 147 and faced an ex-champion in Keith Thurman. Now, Keith Thurman, he had a good fight with Keith Thurman, but that was his first move up, and Keith Thurman defeated him. Mario Barrios is the real deal. I like this kid. He's a good boxer, but I like him because he's tough. He provides railroad nail type fights. And I say that this is going to be a good fight. Now, it's hard for me to call this fight. It's hard for me to call this fight because I would say Ugas is the more experienced, better boxer. And I feel like that, but Ugas took a lot of punishment in this last fight. Is he back the same from the Earl Spence loss? And he been out of the ring for a while. Have the fame got to him? I see him wearing gold necklaces now. I see him bling bling in that fight, in interviews. You know, his lifestyle done changed after the Pacquiao fight. I didn't see that early in his career. So let's see what happens with Ugas. I feel like he'll come in strong. I've never seen Ugas look like a scrub in the ring. Like I say, he always come in looking good. So I expect a good fight out of Ugas. I expect a good fight out of Mario Barrios. So let's see what happens, boxing fans. Now, the way I see this fight going, I see competitiveness. I would have to give it to Ugas because Ugas is the more experienced and I feel like the more technical fighter. And he's been through just a little bit more. He got a few more champions under his belt. But if somebody came and told me that they think that Mario Barrios was going to come in and try to and put it down and could beat Yordenis Ugas, I wouldn't be shocked. I wouldn't have a big argument to put up because I know or I feel that it's a high possibility that he could. I would say he's going to have some more tricks because the thing about Mario Barrios to me is when you get to a certain level, when you're a champion and you done defeated a lot of guys, other boxers start to watch you and you got to have a plan B in the ring. You got to have something new because there's guys that want to be where you at and they studying your skills. And I think Barrios got to bring something extra because I'm noticing, like with Keith Thurman, you can tell Keith Thurman did a little bit more homework than Barrios because he was hitting Barrios with the same shot over and over again when Barrios start to make his signature moves. And I seen that Keith Thurman was ready for that. He was looking, he already knew Barrios' moves. I'm not going to say Barrios didn't do homework on Keith Thurman, but I would say that Keith Thurman was more technical and more into it, and that's how he got the win. And I feel like it's going to be that way here with Ugas. Ugas done fought Sean Porter. He done fought Manny Pacquiao. He done fought Errol Spence. And he realized that he got to be versatile in the ring. That's a little bit more experience. Barrios done fought Tank. He done fought Keith Thurman. And I feel like Barrios got to get something else. A little bit better defense. If he going to be in that style, he got to know how to shield himself in that style and not get caught and know how to come back with something. But all in all, I think it's going to be a great competitive fight. And I see Yordenis Ugas pulling away on a point fight. I don't see him stopping Barrios, but I see him outpointing Barrios in a close decision. And that's how we see it here at Railroad Nail Boxing Talk. I don't want to keep you too long because you don't know me that well, but you will. And like we say here at Railroad Nail Boxing Talk, we don't just praise fighters with pretty records. We praise all fighters who get in the ring and fight hard. You could be 16-4, 23-1, or 13-10. If you out there knocking sweat off somebody's head, making the crowd want to come see you again, then your light will shine here at Railroad Nail Boxing Talk.